Hi everybody! Today, in this issue, I wanna read with you something that I found on the Hacker News, and the article is named Things I Want SRE DevOps from Devs. It's a quite interesting article. I'll give you the URL in the description so you can read and take your notes. But let's start. It has been a while since I've been working as a SRE platform cloud engineer, and lately, I realize I've been repeating some questions to developers that I rarely get an answer for straight away. These are not meant to make anyone's life harder, au contraire. The whole purpose of having a solid answer to this list of questions is to make everyone less worried about the probability of some high-stakes overnight failure or a data handling misuse that could potentially cause big losses and, of course, a lot of unnecessary stress. So, if you are a software engineer developer, then consider that a service, at least for me, is a piece of code running in a live production system that you wrote. Only you know how it works, thus you know. While this is a note I don't share fully, because if you are in a good working environment, things get documented, knowledge is shared. So okay, it's a common concept, but you can always do better than that. Let's move on. Lists of questions I'd like to get an answer from devs on any new service deployment request. Okay, how can I check the health of the service? Did you securely configure endpoints that I can ping periodically? Is it going to use the same port as the service? Well, this is nice questions. I agree with the author. How can I safely and gracefully restart the service? Those graceful shutdowns wait for in-flight requests to finish, or does it kill them? If I restart the service, will there be any disruption or performance degradation? How and why would the service fail? Does it have any external dependencies? And what happens if it does? Do you have a playbook or a sequence of steps to bring the service back up? Okay, let's move on. Do you use appropriate logging levels depending on the environments, i.e., trace and debug should not go to production? This is important, and you have to avoid tracing and debugging in production, logging or any other place. Are you logging to standard output? What format of logs are you using? JSON, plain text, binary, so on. What kind of metrics are you exposing? Are you measuring the red signals, rate, number of requests per error, errors, numbers of errors per seconds, and duration, time each request takes? This is really important to understand what's going on. Sometimes it happens that you may find the spikes in your logs and you see the performance are degrading, but sometimes there is an event that brings that errors up. So maybe you are getting limited by load balancer and so on. So this is a really useful metric in order to understand what's going on. Is there any documentation, design, specification for the service? I know that documenting things is boring, but you should do it while you develop, and always update documentation when you change things. This is important for the future, and information sharing is what make you successful. Let's move on. Are you using gRPC or REST? How can I see the API contract? Do you have an Open API Swagger specification? Also, how does the data flow through the service? Do you have any PII sensitive data flowing through the service? Is any part of the data captured in the service log? This is absolutely important in Europe because we have the GDPR regulation. So you need to know what data is processed, where you keep it, and where potential leaks may come from. What is the testing coverage for this service? 0 is not an answer. Do you write unit integration tests for it? Is there an end-to-end test that can run discard issues? Okay. These are really good questions. You should be able to answer all of them, and maybe you can do it negatively, but you have to know what's going on under your desk. Let's call it like that. You are responsible for your service, you or your team, and you need to know how to report to operation. The article closes up with my condom lies on the following. Luckily, much of this overhead can be alleviated with a service template then that I can control or upgrade over time. But that same template can abstract and hide away these answers from devs, causing them to ignore issues and fail to react when their services fail. This is a good point, because if you hide every question you may have been asked, then you really don't know how to answer. So I think that templating is a good thing because it makes you faster. Conventions are great, but you need to have a good grasp on what's going on underneath. So this article makes a point. I agree with most of the questions, so I want to hear the answer from you. I give you the URL in the description, and don't remember to subscribe the channel and to like this video. Comments are welcome, so comment, and let's dev together. So goodbye to the next episode. Bye bye.